Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and my name is Lizzie. I am so excited to be back again. Thank you so much for the people who are coming back to watch me after they've watched my previous videos, and thank you if you're watching me for the first time. Welcome. This is where you belong. So I'm just doing a very quick one. So many people have asked me actually to do this, and yeah, why not? We are talking about a whole process of how you can move to Australia through student visa. So if you're looking forward to coming and studying here in Australia, I'm going to carry you through the procedure and the processes and some of the requirements that you actually need. So stay tuned. Let's do this. So if you don't know me, and this is the first time you're actually seeing this face, my name is Lizzie. I am a social worker here in Australia. I am an advocate for people who are looking forward to moving here to Australia. I talk so much about Australia. I talk very positive thing about this country because I've been mentored. I've lived here for quite some times, and I think I'm really happy. It has been a journey. It has been a journey that I've actually seen my transformation from the naive girl that moved to Australia some times back to a transformed woman that I am today. So, and that is why I keep on talking good things about this country, because I believe there's a lot. There's so much that anyone can actually achieve, or rather acquire, when you move here to study and develop your future career. So yes, how do you move to Australia as a student? So with the word go, if you're coming here as a student, you need at least to have completed a high school level from your country. Some people call that Form 4, like from where I come from, most of people, they call that Form 4. Some people call it high school, some people call it year 12. So you need to have at least completed that and passed. And it depends with what you're coming actually to study. So some people will definitely move here and do diploma courses. Other will move here and do bachelor's. Other will do certificates. Other will do master's programs. PhD, master's in research. It is all different, but the process remains the same. So if, let's say, you are in your country and you're looking forward to coming here, you need to understand where you're gonna start. This will depend with what you achieved in your high school level. So if you're coming here and you want to apply something that is definitely requires good performances, then that means that at least you need to have achieved very well or performed very well with your high school grades. So it is just about that. You can actually start from certificate, go to a diploma and a bachelor's if you didn't do very well. So yes, it is all just like that. Again, how do you move to Australia? So the first goal is you need to get an educational agency. I know this is something some people want to do by themselves, but I will discourage that. I would advise most people or anyone to go and look for an education agency. Get education agency who are legit, who are genuine, who can apply for your processes to move here. Okay, just don't bump into anyone and they're calling themselves education agency and believe that they can actually do the process. I've talked about this on my previous video. You can actually go and check the more information about the the educational agencies, because to be honest, if you don't have information, you can easily get onto the other side of being scammed or getting your visa granted. So that is the first goal. You need to make sure that you get someone who will help you with the process. That is an educational agency who can do that. Again, you need to have all your paperwork done, like you should have your high school certificates. If you have your birth certificate ready, your passport ready, those things that will help you to apply for a school here. So what do you do when you go to the agency? You go and talk to them about what you want. You should have an idea of what you really want to study. Don't go there and just let the your agency do everything. No, 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 no. I don't want you to get here one day and then you point the fingers to your agency. So go there with the information. What do you want to study? Tell your agency, this is what I want to study. What do you think? You know, it should be a discussion. It should not be something that you want your agency to make decision on. So they will empower you, they will discuss with you, and they will ask you for the documents. So most of the time, the documents they ask for is the high school certificates. If you've completed year 12, they will ask you for those certificates, you know, the ones you get after completion. You will need your passport, a passport. Okay, so you're not going to apply for a school here without a passport. So that is one of the essential documents you need. You will also need, sometimes, most of the time, they will ask you for bank statement or English. You know, when you're doing English, it should be an academic English. So it should, I know we have the general English, but don't do that. If you're coming to study, you need to do the academic English. That could be IELTS, it could be TOEFL, it could be PTE, it could be anything, as long as it is advisable. Yes, so you will also need, for some school, they ask for bank statement. So for bank statement, what we're talking about is you need to provide a bank statement that is over someone who is close to you in terms of relation. They should be family member, that you can define the relationship you have between you and them. Let's say it's your brother. It's so easy to actually show the evidence that this is your brother, because you can produce your birth certificate and their birth certificate, and it will show that you guys share the same names. You know, the parents' names are equal, are the same. So it is so easy for you guys to actually define the relationship. So most of the time when they're asking for bank statement, they want a bank statement from someone who is of a family, and you can define the relationship. It also depends. It depends with how much they ask. I've seen most of people being asked about $35,000 and above. Some school, they will ask you to provide maybe assets document. If you have a title deed, maybe you have properties that you've bought, you have a house that you've bought, and you have the legal documents, the paperwork, you can provide that, and whatever the amount of money you have in a bank. So it depends with what they ask. Okay, so these are the things you will need when you're applying for school. And some other school, you can just apply, and then they will, when they offer you a chance to study, they will ask you for more documents. So let's say you did not provide English, you did not provide bank statement, and you've just provided the basic one, the passport, the high school certificate, and you know, you've applied. So what they will do, your offer letter could come back with some condition that before you pay your school fees, you need to provide English, you need to provide bank statement. Okay, it doesn't happen that to everyone. It depends with the school requirement, so it is all different, and you need to understand that what one university could be asking could be different from whatever another university could be asking, but at the end of it all, they have a baseline of what they all need. Okay, so now here you've provided the documents and you're looking forward now for the school application. So you will have to sign the contract between you and your agency. Definitely, if they're asking you for the service fees, you'll pay them. There's some who don't ask for the services fees, but yeah, it is the negotiation between you and the agency. You will have to ask them to get into the contract. They will apply for the school. They will submit the paperwork on your behalf on whatever the course you have agreed on. So moving forward, you'll be waiting for the feedback from the school. Most of the time it takes about 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, depending with what you're looking into and your situation. Again, it is really very hard for you to get a school very easily if you still have gaps. You know, like let's say you completed high school 5 years ago and you haven't been doing anything related to studying or working, and you cannot provide any evidence. So you will never tell the school that I've been hustling. There's nothing like that. You need to provide evidence. Australian immigration and Australian system is more of evidence based. When you say something, you need to provide evidence. If you say you are sick, you need to provide a certificate, or to show that you're sick, a medical written certificate from the doctor. If you say you own a car, you need to provide a document to say you own a car. If you say you have money, you need to provide bank statement. It is just as easy as that. So if you have had a situation where you have gaps in between, that could be the problem. So you need to understand that, and that is why I ask people, keep on doing something that is positive, that will help you when you're applying for the visa. And you are looking for school here. So you have now your school granted and your offer letter is here. Well done. What do we do next? So what you do next is this. Once they give you an offer letter without conditions, you will proceed and pay school fees. And once you pay the school fees, the agency will submit, the evidence to show that you've paid school fees, and you'll be granted a CoE, confirmation of enrollment. Okay, confirmation of enrollment is a document that the school gives you to indicate, or rather to show the evidence that you are now enrolled into the school, that you have a course. It will show the duration, it will show how much you're paying, it will show that you've already bought a health cover. A health cover is a requirement because you need to have a health cover for the whole duration of time of your stay in Australia. Let's say your visa is a 4 years long visa, you will need a medical cover, no, a health cover for that long. So yeah, so it will show everything on that CoE. Okay, with the CoE document is what you need to use as a proof when you're applying to migration, to ask them for visa for you to move now and come and study in Australia. So until that was the first part with the school and you. Now you're moving to the second part with you and immigration. Now you have a school already, you have done everything, you've met everything, the expectation and whatever the school wanted, you are done with them. So how do you now go with the immigration part? This is a bit tricky, but just stay with me. If you're finding this video, being informative, and you're liking it and you like what we talk here, just give it a thumb up. Let me just know that you are watching me and you're liking this. If you like, you can also subscribe and follow me so that you keep on being posted with what we talk about, the migration and coming to Australia. Again, I am not a lawyer, I am not an immigration lawyer, but the information that I give here, you can also go and look for more clarification on the internet, just to clarify that what I'm telling you could be something that can help you. Okay, now we are moving to the second part, the interesting part. You will be needed, or rather you'll be required to submit an application to ask for a visa, okay, for you to move now to Australia. Because unless you're studying online, you cannot move to Australia without a visa. You cannot study here without a visa. So if you want to come and study here, then it will be good that you have the following documents now to support your application to immigration for you to be granted a visa. One, the CoE. So the CoE, after you've been granted the school and all the paperwork done, you will get the CoE from the school. You will use the CoE and with your medical cover. And again, sometimes you might have to use again the bank statement. You will write an SOP, statement of purpose, to explain your intention. Why do you want to come to Australia? Why did you choose Australia of all other countries? Because yes, Australia is a developed country, but we have other countries that are also developed. Why did you choose this country? So you will need to write all the good things about this country. You will need to write everything nice that you think of. You will do a little bit of research. It is very nice and advised that whenever you're doing this, you know how you're doing it, because with an SOP, if you don't know how to write it, you'll get into trouble. Again, I know I've discussed earlier about SOP. You can go on to my previous video. I'll make sure I attach all the links to those previous videos. You can jump and see what we discussed earlier. So with the SOP, you will need to make sure you're writing your interest of just coming to stay here temporarily and going back to your country. You never mention in the SOP that you're coming to make Australia your home. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're telling them, I'm just coming to Australia to study, to gain knowledge, then I will go back to my country eventually to to use the whatever knowledge that I've learned and bring the positive transformation back in my country. I think up to there we are on the same page. Okay, don't go away, we are nearly there. So you will need to attach all these documents, the SOP, your bank statement, your English if you need the English, your what else do you need to attach? Yeah, and then they will submit the application to migration. Okay, you will be booked to go and do health cover and health examination. We have specific places where you can do the health examination for the Australian immigration. It is not just a place you walk into the doctor. No, there's a place where they've set for doing this sort of examination. So you will pay that. It's about, I think, $200, depending if you're doing any courses that is related to medical, then you pay a little bit more, but it's just about $200. So you pay that. You will do your biometrics, where they take your photo, they take your fingerprints, and then they put into the system for waiting for you to be granted visa on your way to Australia. So after you've submitted all these, all the best, because you know what, with nowadays what is happening, people are getting visa granted very easily. It is so easy. People are getting it within a day, 2 days. Someone, before even they've gone back to their home, they already have a visa from the medical. So yeah, it is so easy. It's something that is, anyone can do it. And I'm encouraging people, young people and parents, motivate your kids to move here and study. Education is power. Education is the best thing you can leave in your children. It is not about the things we live, like the property things we live in them, because anytime you can lose that house, you can lose that land, you can lose that car. But with education, is something that is in you. You will never separate an intelligent person. You will never separate them with intelligence. You will never separate an intelligent person with what they have in them. I'm asking and I'm advocating, and I'm just talking about people moving to Australia to study, because I know there's a lot. I know this video could be a way to encourage someone that if we did it, you can also do it. It might sound something very hard, because when you're talking about the education here is a little bit costly, but you can look on the cheaper ways to move here and study. Let's say you just completed your high school. You can move here and start on a level that is a little bit low, maybe a certificate level. Come here, work hard, support yourself. As you get the other support from home, you will manage. We have managed, you can also manage. Thank you so much. My name is Lizzie. I'm looking forward to doing another exciting video about Australia and how you guys can benefit on moving here. Until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about this video. Thank you so much. You have a good time.